Hi, this is Michelle, and we are with In Charge Country today, and this is Kayla Calabrese. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Pretty good. So your last EP, you worked with Kent Wells. Can you tell me how you got connected with him?
Yeah, sure. It's actually kind of a funny story. I was in passing, I was talking to someone about producing an EP and wanting to get in the studio and write and record, and someone said, you should check out Kent Wells. He does some really good work with independent artists, and so I Googled him, and then I called him, and he obviously didn't answer the phone. His production assistant, Christine, did. So she answered the phone, and I kind of said, hey, I'm Kayla Calabrese. I'm new in town. I want to record an EP. I want to know if Kent would want to be a part of that. And she said, well, sweetheart, it's not really how it works. So send me over some things, and we'll get back to you. And I honestly was like, I'm never going to hear from her again. And but about 20 minutes later, she called me back, and we set up a meeting, and it kind of went from there. And it was amazing to get to work with him for my first project in Nashville, because he taught me so much. So
dreams do come true.
They do.
So your new single, Happily Never After, can you tell me about the writers on that and what inspired you to write that?
Sure. I actually co-wrote it with two of my friends, Kayla Taylor and Michaela Hunter. So there was a lot of Kaylas going on in that co-write. But I actually wrote this song. I had the idea. I was talking to a guy from back home in New Jersey, and he was obsessed with Disney. And red flag number one, I know. Yeah. But I went with it, and we talked for a couple months. Everything was going great, and he texted me one day and said, hey, can I ask you a question? And being a girl, I think, oh, he's going to ask me to be his girlfriend, right? So he texted me, and he said, and I quote, can I have your friend Holly's phone number? I want to ask her out on a date. So I wrote a song about how Disney is not all that true, and the fairy tales are not all that true, but it's kind of a funny twist on it. So it's called Happily Never After.
So who designed your cover, and where did the inspiration come from?
Sure. Well, the title of the EP is called Glass Stiletto, and that's actually a lyric in the song Happily Never After. So I kind of like the way it sounds. Whenever I'm trying to pick a title for anything, I like to print out all the lyrics and just kind of, and then I read through them, and I'm like, well, that would be kind of cool. So it was kind of like that right off the bat, just because it was a fairy tale theme, Glass Stiletto. So, but in terms of cover design and artwork, it was Jamie Anderson. Okay. And she's incredible. Like, she is, I don't even know, she's genius. So I was so excited that she actually did my first EP, and I brought her in to do the second. So she's amazing.
So what studio did you record in?
For the new EP, I got to record at Starstruck, which was so insane. It was amazing. It's Reba Studio, and it was huge. It was so huge. And I remember walking in, and I'm like, I was so scared to record there, just because so many great people have recorded there. So
but you're just as great.
It was awesome. So thank you.
You're welcome. And who produced your EP?
Yeah, my EP was produced by Jimmy Nichols, who is incredible. He's not only an incredible musician, so he can kind of get it from that standpoint, but he's great in terms of writing and just the whole the producing aspect of making an EP. And I met with him and got to talk with him. I kind of told him the direction I wanted to go, and he was instrumental throughout the whole process. So he was great. And then he played on it, which was even better. So it was great.
Yeah. All right, Kayla, can you tell me a little bit about the musicians who played on your EP?
Absolutely. I had an amazing group of musicians that got to record with me, so I was super blessed with that. But we had Dan Dugmore on steel. Okay. Jimmy Nichols, he not only produced it, but he played the keys. That is yeah. I had Mike Durham and Jerry McPherson on electric and acoustic guitar, and then Dennis Holt was on drums, and then bass was Spady Brennan, and he was hilarious. He put cables on his head, and he put a hat on and was dancing around the studio. I have it on video. So
little moments like that.
Yeah, it was great. So it was amazing. I was super excited and super blessed to have all of those amazing musicians on the project, for sure.
For your upcoming EP, who did your photography?
Sure, photography. Flick Wiltshire did the photography there, and we actually went to Cheekwood. And it was so pretty. So it was kind of like a fairy tale theme. So I walked through, and there was cute little cottages that looked so like straight from a fairy tale. So we did it there, and it was awesome. And then it stormed, so it was even better.
Yeah, better for the song, right? Yeah, the setting. Exactly. Because it's a fairy tale themed. So where did you get your outfit and Your hair, how'd you get it all done?
Yeah, Joel Green was in charge of hair and makeup, and he was phenomenal. He was so much fun. And in terms of wardrobe, I kind of did that myself. I knew kind of the theme. It was a fairy tale theme, but it was kind of a darker fairy tale theme. So I went to performance studios here in Nashville, and I rented a the blue gown that's on the cover, and it was really awesome. And I got some really cool dresses from there. And then I went around town and even outside of Nashville to different boutiques and different thrift stores, and trying to find like really cool vintage fairy tale-esque gowns. So it was a lot of fun getting to that. It took a while, but so I was in charge of wardrobe, funny enough. I know.
So you're gonna do everything. Yeah, that's perfect.
Yes.
What boutiques were you interested in that you went to?
I don't even remember I went to so many. I went to so many. I went to some in White House. I traveled kind of everywhere to go, but performance studios is where I got the dress on the cover and things like that. So
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. If you could write with anybody, best question, who would it be and why?
Right now, I would write with anybody. Does it have to be country?
No, just anybody that you want to write with, that you would love to write with.
I would love to. I can't pick between these two.
Okay.
I would love to write with either Brandi Carlile or Sarah Bareilles, because I love the songs they write. Like I can relate to them. I love the songs they write. So between if I did a co-write with both of them at the same time, after you picked me up off the floor from passing out, we would write a killer song. So those two, I think, would probably have to be my top.
Again, this is Kayla Calabrese. Thank you for stopping by.
Thank you so much for having me.
And I am Michelle, and this is In Charge Country.